This is Sir Abdur Rehman. In this video, I'm going to explain how to draw vectors on graph. This is question number 16 of 4024, paper 1, variant 1, May June 2022 here. In this question number 16, vector column vector copy is given, which is 2 3, and column vector q is given, which is minus 3 2 here. In part A, on the unit grid below, draw and label vector p here. So first, you should remember, no need to draw x-axis or y-axis when you are going to represent graph vectors on graph. And second thing is, you have to select the starting point on the graph first. So, but before starting, you should know where is vector p here. So vector p is given, which is 2 3. Vector p is 2 3. And what is the 2 represents, this is positive 2. 2 represents x units towards right side. And 3 represents y units towards up, y up, upward. So the first step is you have to select a starting point on this grid, but beyond the range. Suppose if you select this is your as a starting point, it will be beyond the range, because when you are going to count x 2 units, it will be beyond the range. So it will not be a starting point here. I'm going to suppose, yes, suppose this is our starting point. So yes, it can be starting point, because 2 units positive x-axis or 2 unit right side. This is our starting point here, and 1 and 2 units toward x-axis, positive x-axis toward right side, and 3 units is toward up. So 1, 2, 3 is up. This is our ending point. Ends. Now join the starting point and ending points. Second step is join starting and ending point with a ruler scale. Sorry, I'm going to draw the freehand. Right. And next step is you have to draw correct arrow direction towards endpoint. So if you draw this arrow, it will be wrong because it is towards the starting point. We have to draw arrow towards ending point on center or out end. So this is your vector P. Or you can draw arrow on the at end point like this. You can draw. It is very point. Okay. Now, this is the graphical representation of vector 2 3. You can draw vector P any with the selection of any point on the grid, but beyond the range. So suppose we can draw vector P with the starting point. If I suppose the starting point is this is our starting point. 2 units upward, 2 units toward right, and 3 units over up. So this is our starting point. This is 0, the origin starting. 1 and 2 is toward right, and 1, 2, 3 upward. Ending point here. So join starting and ending point. draw arrow in the direction towards endpoint like this. This is the correct representation of arrow. And don't forget to write vector P here. So there are two graphical representation of vector P here. So now, friend, I'm going to remove ending and starting point. This is the final. Be careful. You can represent vector P any with any place on this grid, but beyond the range. Now, this was the question part A, 16 part A. Now, move on. Part B. In the part B, on the unit grid below, draw and label vector 2q. So you should know where is the vector q here. So vector q is given, which is -3 and 2, I think. Yes, -3 and 2. So -3 and 2 is vector q. But we have to draw twice of the q. So what will you do? Multiply 2 on both sides. 2 multiply by 2 on both the sides. When we multiply 2 on both the sides, it will be 2q, and it is twice of the vector -3, 2. And for simplification, we have to multiply -3 with 2 and 2 with 2. So we will get -6 and 4. This is twice of q. So now draw twice of q. First step is no need of x-axis and y-axis. And the second step, find out units in the direction x-axis direction and y-axis. So it is -6. So it is x towards left side and 4 y towards upwards. Select point, any point on this graph. So I'm going to select, suppose I have selected this point. This is our starting point here. Our starting point is 0. Now I'm going to count left 6 unit left sides of x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 units. Then 4 units upward. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. This is, or this point is my ending point here. Now join starting and end point with a straight line. So, and don't forget to draw arrow in the correct direction. So the arrow in the correct direction will be towards end point. So in the center, at center, and this is complete representation of vector 2q. Don't forget to write 2q here. Right. In examination, only line, straight line is not enough. You have to draw the arrow in the correct direction. Look at into the marking scheme. In part A, you're drawn correctly with the arrow, and part B, drawn correctly with arrow. So now part C. Move on part C. In part C, on the unit grid below, draw and label vector P minus Q. Vector P minus Q. So we have the vector, find out first P minus Q. Vector P and vector Q. You have to subtract Q from P. Vector P was 2, 3, and vector Q is -3, 2. 2, 3, -3, 2. 2, 3, -3, 2. It is simple subtraction of two matrices. So we have to subtract 2 with 2 minus -3. So 2 minus minus and minus multiplied by minus is plus. So 2 plus 3 and 3 minus 2. After simplification, we get P minus Q, which is 5, 1. P minus Q is 5, 1, 2, 3, minus 3, 2. So now, next step is no need to draw x-axis or y-axis, and you should know the direction of 5 and direction of 1. So 5, it is positive 5. Positive 5 means this is x unit, 5 unit in the on x-axis right side, and this is y 1, 1 which is positive y, so we can say y upward, 1 unit on x-axis, up on y-axis upward. So select a starting point. We uh, select starting point like this, like this is our starting point here. So count 5 units toward right. Okay, but it will be beyond the range, so it will not be the starting point beyond the range, because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beyond the graph, right? So yeah, beyond the grid, sorry. So suppose going to select, this is as this point is at starting point. So right side 5 units, so it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1 unit upward. This is 1 unit upward. This is our ending point. Now join starting point and ending point. But in this working, you will not get full marks because arrow is missing here. So be remember the direction of arrow towards the end point. So, and on center, or you can put on and at the end of this line. This is the graphical representation of vector P minus Q. This is so this is a complete solution of question number 16, part A, part B, and the part C. I hope you got the idea how to represent column vectors on graph, on the on given grid, or on grid. So I hope you got the idea about this. If you are not getting the idea about this, watch video again and again, and and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video. Thank you very much.